everybody, welcome to Check Marks. My name's Mark and I check shit out. Here's where we're going today. Hey everyone, so listen, over the past few years, personal extraction blenders have become so popular. So I hopped online, jumped on Amazon, and bought these two. Now listen, these belong to me. This video's not sponsored. Here's the receipts. I've got 1200 watt Ultribullet, and this is the Tokalai. Anyway, the specs were about the same. So I bought this one, and what I want to know is, other than 50 bucks, what's the difference? So the first thing we got to do, get them out of the box. All right, so let's have a look at what comes in the box. And speaking of boxes, listen, I don't know if this is a big deal to you. It's a big deal to me. This packaging is freaking fantastic. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's one of those things where, you know, if you think about it, you probably could have spent $5 to $10 less on the overall package and gotten a chintzy box. I like the box, I'm sorry. I did a nice job, Nutribullet. Now you're gonna get a 32-ounce container, and I'm just gonna take a second here to show you a couple of things with this, okay? They use something called Triton. Now, Triton is a plastics manufacturer. I was at a trade show one year, and they had a booth where they let you go in with a baseball bat and like smack this stuff. This is durable, this is gonna last you a long time. So definitely quality in the materials. So that's 32 ounces. This is your blade system. It's got 6 blades on there. You can have a look there. Now, here's what I appreciate about this. I'm going to turn this over here. You can see that on the inside. That's the gear system, and that's what matches up with the gear system on the base. Now, I've got one of those really expensive blenders, starts with a V. I think you know what I'm talking about. And that thing has this kind of gear system, only that guy was hundreds of dollars. If you've ever seen those, you know how pricey they are. So the way these work, your lid screws on top and makes any one of these containers become your blender. Now that's gonna work for both of these, all right? Now with this one here, you pop it in there and you give it a click, and that's gonna engage it. We're gonna plug these things in and turn them on in just a second. You're also gonna get a 24-ounce container with a handle, kind of built for the coffee cup holders in the cars, and you're gonna get a 24-ounce just kind of as is. Each one of these is a lid, nice seal on it. I'm sure that's going to be completely leak-proof. You're going to get your coupons that come in the box, a user manual, and I love this. Nice job, Nutribullet. A really nice, full-color idea book just to get you going. Now, if you go online, of course, you're going to find hundreds into the thousands of different recipes, especially from users just like you that have this machine and have tried their different concoctions. But this is a great way to start. All right, so now we're done with that. Let's have a look at what's coming in our, what is that again? Tokalai. Here, get on that real close. That's the name of it. I'm going to call it Tokalai from here on in. I might be wrong. I have no idea. All right, so this is the base that comes with this one. Now, it doesn't feel as solid. However, it does feel good. No trouble here at all. Okay, it's got some weight to it. It's got the same kind of suction cups on the bottom that hold it onto your counter. No trouble there at all. Now,
Tokili.
Okay. Tokili? You figure it's Tokili? Tokili, okay, we'll call it Tokili. All right, so you're gonna get a 24-ounce container times 2 with this, and you're gonna get a smaller one. I guess this is maybe for coffee grounds, or I'm not sure. So now this has the same type of system. Let me unscrew this. It's got a 6-blade system, just like that. It's got a silicone ring on the inside. Now, not as heavy feeling with the cup or canister, but I mean, no problem at all. If I wasn't comparing it to that, I really wouldn't have any problem with this. So it works the exact same way. You screw it on top, and then that becomes your blender container just like that. Now with this one, has a different system to how it's gonna start and run, okay? It's got these 3 little notches here, you see that? Okay, I'm gonna be petty for a second. Those are never gonna go away, and I can feel that on my hands, man. I don't know. That one kind of doesn't do it for me. So we're gonna pop that in there, and what those do actually is that kind of engages these 3 little switches, and when you push it down, have a look here real close, when you push it down, that's what's gonna start it. So the Nutribullet has a click system, this one has a push system. That's the difference there. Now this one comes with another blade. Now I've seen blades like this, and I kind of for nuts, coffee grounds, things like that. The only thing is, I'm not sure that it's necessary because that 6-blade system is going to accomplish all of that on its own. So they call this a 20-in-1 system. You can see on the box here, which I'm not going to hold up because it's just it's a box. All right, there, it's a we didn't lose much money in the overall cost of the product on the box. You are going to get that extra 24 ounce, 2 of the lids. That little guy again, you're going to get a shaker top. I'm not sure what this would be for at this point. Maybe salsa if you ground peppers, cheeses. A little small for cheese, maybe Parmesan. Sure, Parmesan. You get a lid there for storing in the fridge. Now this is interesting. You get an ice cube tray. All right. Now I'm not sure if this is like an indicator on things to come, but there is zero chance that I'm going to spend the rest of my Tokili, is that what you said? Tokili life making tiny little novelty ice cubes. So thank you for including it. It's kind of fun. The kids will like it, but I'm not sure that that's really going to get used a lot. You're also going to get a package with some extra silicone rings and some extra little suction cuppy things there. You're going to get a user guide. You're going to get a lovely, what looks like birthday card to an avocado. That's got, kind of everything that comes with it. And here is a pamphlet with a lovely lady who wants to talk to you about all of your blending needs. So that's what's going to come in the package. Not much of a recipe book to get you going, but that's okay because we're about to plug these in and try them out. And I've always believed if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I'm going to pull 3 recipes right out of the book that comes with Nutribullet. Now I've had a look ahead. I think you're going to be pretty interested in a couple of little things that I saw that, might be a problem on both sides, but we'll see. The proof is always in the pudding. All right, let's get these guys powered up. All right, so I'm going to get to the healthy stuff in just a minute, but I mean, listen, if you got a machine like this, you're going to want to get your drink on. So we're going to start with a Pina Colada, just a summertime favorite, and we're going to see how powerful these machines kind of feel. Remember, this one's getting clocked in at 1200 watts. This one's getting clocked in at 1300 watts. Now, between the different qualities of materials that they use and the actual size of the motor, how much of a difference that's going to make, I have no idea. So here's the first thing that I noticed that I kind of wanted to point out, okay? When it talks me through this recipe, and again, I know I'm just being nitpicky, it wants you to blend everything in there and then as a second step, add the ice. So here's the problem I have with that. It shows me a picture of everything in there with the ice already on the bottom, okay? So that's the one thing. And then it does have a really cool little guide on the inside, all right? And it shows here kind of the anatomy of making the drink. What should be on top, what should be on bottom. So, maybe, again, I'm being nitpicky, it's silly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it the way that I believe everybody else is going to make it. And that is not a second step to add the ice. You're just going to put everything in it and go, right? So let's do this. I'm going to take our 32 ounce. Now remember, one of these is a 32 ounce and one of these is a 24. So we're going to get about 1.5 cups of ice in each one of these. Might as well do these kind of at the same time. There we go. And then 1/2 cup of pineapple, 1/2 cup of coconut cream, got a spiced rum, and I'm going to use some toasted coconut. There we go. So there's our first one. And then over here, our pineapple, our hooch, coconut cream, and the toasted pineapple. And a couple of glasses. There we go. I forgot to get the umbrellas. Sorry about that. All right, so this is how these work, you guys. You're going to go ahead and screw this right on top, just like that. I'm going to let that rest there for just a second because if I push it down, it's going to start. And then our Nutribullet works the same way. And this one has more of a control panel. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to pop that in and click it in place. Now, right away, you're going to get greeted with a full circle and a circle with the kind of little breaks in between. That's a pulse function, and that's an on function. So here we go. We ready? We got this one lined up. Here we go. I'm excited. Wow. Listen, it went right through. That's the thick ice. Oh, I heard a couple of little chunks in there, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple of pulses. Now this one had an auto off, okay, so that's interesting. I know this one's not gonna. So with this one here, come on in quick, or come on in close. All we do to start this one is push it down. You ready? So noise level wise, it's just about the same. There's not enough of a difference between the two of them to really get kind of a feel that one's louder than the other. I do appreciate this one had an auto off. I can start it and walk off. With this one here, I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it. It's looking pretty good. And there we go. Okay, so let's take this one out of there. Now, this is important, you guys. No dripping, no leaking, so that's terrific. You want to make sure you look for that on these. Let me take this off. Now, you know, you could put one of those little lids on there to turn it into a drinking cup, but we're going to pour these out just so we can compare the consistency. Here we go. All right, so they both had a couple of kerplunks, so there was a little bit of a nice chunk in each one of them that it missed. You can solve that just with a quick pulse function on the Nutribullet or a couple of taps down on that. So listen, click, click. Smooth as can be. Smooth as can be. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie. These are both fantastic. This is my first demo, so, you know, shouldn't have much of this. I'm going to stop now. Oh, that's so good. All right, so let me get cleaned up from this, and now we're going to come back with something a little more healthy. All right, so here we go with a healthier option. Now listen, a lot of people that are buying one of these machines are looking for one of those nutrient extractors. That means that it's going to take the skin, the seeds, everything that you put in these, every piece of fruit, vegetable, the leafy greens, and it's going to basically pulverize them down to a point where your body can absorb the nutrients much, much faster. That's what they mean by a juicer extractor, an extractor blender. So this demonstration here is kind of encompassing everything that we're going to be talking about that matters with these machines. We've got apples, Granny Smith, with the peels on them. There's seeds in there. We've got some dates. We have some tofu that we're going to make, you know, trying to turn into a creamy kind of texture. Almond milk, leafy greens, and of course, ice to crush. So on our Nutribullet side, we're going to use the one that looks like with the little handle there, with the little mug, because this feels like something you kind of make and take on your way to work or school. On this side, it's got no handle, but it is the same 24 ounce. So let's go ahead and fill these guys up. All right, so I'm using that big thick ice, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this one in two parts. I'm gonna put the spinach in afterwards. So let's go ahead and get that guy in there. I love the fact that you can use the containers that you're gonna take with you as what you're gonna blend in. That actually is really cool. There we go. All right, here we go. So let's start this one. Remember this one here, we just give a push. Or you know what, better yet, this one has the automatic timer. So let's click him into place. Push that, and then over here, come on. There it goes. Wow, they're both looking really good. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get our leafy greens in there and blend it right in. By the way, another thing that parents especially love these machines for, same reason we bought our Vitamix, is because this is one of those machines, whether it's you know, root vegetables, maybe some sweet potatoes, in this case some spinach, where you can sneak some leafy greens and some good stuff, broccoli's another good one, into their favorite smoothies, and they really never know the difference. It's kind of a cool, well, I used to do that a lot with my little one. Here we go. All right. Let's get you in there and start you up. Let's keep an eye on those, see how fast they disappear. Woo! They both feel so powerful, like serious power in the palm of my hand. Here, before I turn this one off, this is what those 6-blade systems do, and it does it on this one and the Nutribullet. You can see how it's mixing and drawing it in and mixing and drawing it in. That's why you're able to put all of these ingredients in at once and have it take care of it, no trouble at all. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm not going to pour this one into a glass because we want to do the lid bit here. Make sure that neither one of them leak. And again, not a drop on the inside of either one of those. That's terrific. There we go. Wow. So here, have a look inside. Again, you know, to the naked eye, I can't see any difference at all in the actual job being done. So let me screw that one on there like that, and that one like that. So let's do a bit of a drip test here. Oh, looking good. Come on in here. You can see that seal is nice. Nothing's happening there. And on our takaloo, I don't know what it is. Oh, you know what? It's going to work real well if I close it first. Oh, that would have been bad. There we go. Nice and sealed. That's what you're looking for. We got it on both. All right, so now a taste test. By the way, this is an apple pie smoothie, is what they're calling it in the book. I drink that. I drink that all day. That's fantastic. And there's spinach. All right, here we go. We have another tie. Listen, I get it, different materials, different packaging, but when it comes down to it, these are both fantastic. The blades did a really nice job. We ran them for the same amount of time, and if you switch these up on me, did a little blindfolded A/B test, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. All right, so next one up is an emulsifying demonstration. This is important too, because if you want to use this for salad dressings or anything like that, it's going to matter. All right, let me get these rinsed out. So every one of the demonstrations that I'm using on these two machines today are on purpose. The first one was for fun, our summer drinks. The second one was to, check out the extraction and the ice crushing process and how well it handled leafy greens. Now this time we're going to talk about emulsification. If you want to make salad dressings, or what we're going to make today, one of our favorites on everything is called Toom. It's a garlic sauce. It's so good. But it usually requires like a food processor where you can slowly drizzle the oil in, and it's quite a process. So let's see if this, first of all, makes it any easier, but more importantly, if it makes it just as well, which is what I'm looking for. So we're going to start with about 12 to 16 cloves of garlic. That is a head of garlic. All right, that's about what's in one of those. Let's go ahead and hit it with a bit of salt just to start it up. And now the first thing we're going to do, this one's got to be done in steps. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and let this run for about 20 seconds. So let me click that into place. Start it up. All right, so right off the bat, this is the first time that the results have looked any different at all, while it was mixing anyway. Now that everything's settled, no, just me, everything looks the same in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in some of our lemon juice in each one, and about half a cup or so of our oil. And we're going to do that in stages until all of the oil is gone. We're going to run it about 30 seconds at a time. Oh, it's starting to thicken and form. Oh, this is starting to look really good. And finally, let's end this off with something that we are all going to do with this, fruit smoothies. And listen, the store-bought ones are really popular because they're all, cut up and frozen and ready. Of course, you can cut these and freeze them yourself. This has bananas and strawberries and blueberries and all kinds of great stuff in it. There we go. We're going to go ahead. We're going to fill this. I usually like to go just over the line of whatever fruit you've got in there. So I'm going to do that with both of them. There we go. So these are pretty good sized containers. I'm not even near the maxed line yet on either one of them. All right, so let's get kind of squared right up in here so we can kind of see them at the same time. And wow, that felt pretty good. All right, so let's bring that guy up. And this one, here we go. It's like a milkshake. I love it. I can already see it. Oh, yeah. So let's have a look at the consistency out of our Nutribullet. It's perfect. Look at that. All the ice chips are gone. Everything's been blended, mixed, extracted, the whole 9 yards. That's perfect. Now let's just have a quick peek. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. All right, let's have a peek here. All right, and let's have a look here. Nice. So I am going to say one thing, and maybe it's the lighting here. I'm going to move my arm. Hold on a sec. They are slightly different shades. You see that? Slightly different colors. Now, can you notice that in the camera? Because I can see it here when I'm looking. Well, that's what I'm thinking. You know, maybe one had a little more blueberries, one had a couple of this. That's the only thing I can think of. Taste-wise, it's the same. Although, if it's able to extract more of the nutrients on a cellular level with the fruits, which is what Nutribullet's claim has always been, you are definitely going to get a more vibrant color out of your fruits and vegetables. So we've had a tie up to this point. This time around, though, I'm going to tip it over to the Nutribullet just based on what I'm seeing here. That would have to be a pretty big difference in the amount of blueberries. I'm going to say that this probably extracted the fruit a little bit better. All right, guys, so that's it. And I got to say, our side-by-side challenge went to Nutribullet. But listen, you got to expect that. These guys are #1 in this category. They're at the top of their game. All of the material is fantastic. The motor's powerful. Everything's well built. It's got a lot of R&D behind it. It's got a great book in there, but you are going to pay for it. If you want a little bit cheaper of a choice, this is a great way to go. It performed well. It did everything it said it was going to do. I think that on the extraction part, this one is probably, a better machine, but this one definitely gets the job done. So you got to ask yourself, are you, an appliance snob like I am, and you kind of want the best of the best, or are you looking for something that gets the job done and does it pretty well? Guys, my name's Marc Gill. This has been Marc's on the Grill. We're going to see you next time with another side-by-side comparison of your favorite products on Amazon. Catch you soon.